Yo, how's it going, guys? This is Neeko from the future. I just wanted to let you know that this is like a walkthrough video of one of my 1v3 matches that I recorded today on stream, and then I recorded a commentary over it after the stream, so to give you guys a little bit of an insight of what I'm doing. That's basically it. I hope you enjoy the show, and until then. We are playing first against another Blade, actually, so let's take a look at what that looks like. So, we start here, basically mirroring each other with our sudden attack. The Cyclone obviously is used to counter each other's engages here, so I mean we both have the same idea. He goes in, I go in later, which is obviously a good thing because that means I have one more button than him, and I caught him in that. Get a full combo off, pretty nice. He uses his roll here. And this is one thing that a lot of people initially on Blade completely forget about. By the way, this build is a new build that I'm trying out, and it's actually really nice. So he rolled, but in a lot of cases, and maybe if you've played other like top-down games before, any game really, a lot of people want to retaliate after, you know, you comboed them, obviously. I mean, that's an obvious thing because I'm technically out of abilities to use. And he obviously feels bad about getting hit that much, so he wants to retaliate immediately. So I followed it up with another Cyclone here. Get him there, but I don't have any abilities, as I said before. So I opt into ulting. Kind of nice, the Deathblade logo there. Opt into ulting here, because I was obviously out of range, and I had nothing to follow it up on. I had nothing to punish him with, because I was out of abilities. But there's one thing I actually could have done better here. And that is ulting later. Why? Because if I ult here, I'm not gonna get the knock up from the ult. So the last tick of the ult damage is actually a knock up. But because I used it early here, neither do I get the combo of the knock up, but I also don't get the knock up afterwards. So what you can do sometimes is, if you're ulting late in this situation, if you just wait for a second for him to sit there on the ground and you ult late, so it hits him before he stands up, but basically when he stands up, you can actually force him to use a dodge or another super armor ability to not get knocked up, right? But this was actually a slight mistake on my part. It still pays off, as you can see right here, because I'm again earlier. I'm actually later on the whirlwind slash here. Meaning I can actually follow it up. He gets caught, I stun him, and he gets finished with an identity. Next up, we have a Reaper. Is it actually a Reaper? Yes. This is actually a really hard matchup in 1v1. Because Reaper, while not really good in threes, is really mobile. And can catch you in basically everything. But he fucked up here. This is also a very important, really quick part. So I get obviously knocked up here, which wasn't on purpose. I lost my death sentence for it, and but he gets into his full charge, so he wants to combo me off of this, because obviously I'm laying on the ground. But he forgot that I have roll up, so I roll, and he's still in his animation, which I simply stun him in and get basically a full Moonlight Sonic off, which hurts him a lot. Here I actually wanted him to hit the dagger. I kind of wanted to buffer this, so when he teleports back, because most Reapers just spam the dagger, he would get instantly CC'd again because of the lingering knock up there. He catches me again with a good stun. Again, approaching a Reaper is really hard. He did it there, but I was a little late and a little bad on the timing. Catch him with a little bit of chip damage, 15k. That's a good amount. There it worked the way I wanted it to, so I got his roll, which is really important. Miss my stun. Luckily, I have a lot of potential here. That's why I'm using Death Sentence in this scenario, and I'm actually using it in every scenario now, because it allows you to pressure. Normally, you have Vital Strike there, or Void, I mean Sword Art or Void Strike, whatever, which doesn't allow you to play neutral game with pressure up, because both of those abilities don't really start combos normally, against good people at least. But this allows you to have a little bit more pressure and, you know, push out more buttons for the enemy to adapt to, basically. It's a good way to apply pressure. Here I'm just chilling because I'm out of cooldowns basically, while still applying pressure a little bit. Get his jump, catch him there, and get the full combo off and finish him. Let's watch that again. So my spacing here was really important, obviously. He jumps exactly where it doesn't hit me anymore. I get the sudden attack off, which is obviously huge, but this is also something that's important. Your Axel can act as a combo extender, and that's exactly what I'm doing here, because it launches him further into a stun, into a full Moonlight Sonic. He has a roll here, but he can't roll because he's stunned. So this was very cleanly executed here as well. Important to know that Axel can be used like that. It's very important. And now this matchup is also, just to say that really quick, it's also a really tough one. Destroyer versus Blade, especially in threes, is horrendous for Blade, because you can't really challenge a Destroyer in melee range. This guy plays a 1v1 centric build apparently, which you will see in a second, which means you basically have to play around his Endure Pain timing. His Endure Pain here, which you will see now, I think, yep, he plays without shield, so it's harder to tell if he's actually in Endure Pain. Normally no Destroyer does this. There's no reason to do this, but this guy does. So I stun him here, but it's completely useless because he's basically immune to damage. Engages again. I catch him with my death sentence, which the second part of the death sentence here, I cancelled to not get hit by this. So death sentence is 2 hits. The first one is an instant knockdown, and the next one is a knock up. But I cancelled the second one with a dash, so I don't get hit by this, which I can then follow up into a full Moonlight Sonic, which he rolled very late for some reason. Engages again, but it doesn't really matter. I tried to get the stun off here, was kind of a mistake because my stun went in the wrong direction, but I get the full combo off here basically. Dodge that again, get that, but this time I got hit by the aftershock, which I know before I actually dodged. And this one is also important before we end this here. Getting his roll here is super important, because now if you re-engage this, which he did here, this is one of the most vulnerable abilities destroyers have, and my sudden attack cyclone catches him. As I said before in a previous video in the build guide that you may have seen before, this attack is actually genuinely the best skill of Blade's kit. Low cooldown, disjointed knockup, so you don't have to be there with your hitbox, right, which is the biggest part, and mobility. I catch him again. I know that he doesn't have roll, so I basically get the full Moonlight Sonic off once again. He pops Enduring Pain. What do you do then? You just run away. You cannot challenge this. There's no way to do anything about this. He fucks up again, committing way too hard, while I can catch him. Here, he's super armoring, plus giving himself a shield for a big damage hit, 20k. But since he's still on animation, he doesn't dodge in time. I get a stun off and he's dead. And that was the 1v3. I hope that wasn't too... I hope I didn't speak too fast. I'm not really used to doing analysis of anything. Next time I'll probably do it with stop and go. Stop the time a little bit, slow it down more so you can see certain things more. If you have any questions regarding this, please let me know in the comments below. Thank you for watching. Thank you for tuning in. This was a one take, so this is, this was a little bit stressful to do, but I hope you enjoyed it anyways. And yep, see you in the next one, which will probably be a montage, I think. But we'll see about that. So thanks for tuning in, guys. Have a good one. See you in the next one.